Students, last time we studied the Darwinism and various points, that is the struggle of existence, then limiting factors, variation under nature, survival of the fittest, origin of the species. Now, in the same series, we have to see the modern synthetic theory of evolution. So, Darwin theory was the last or old one or the starting one. But after Darwin, number of worker work on this evolution point, and that is called as modern synthetic theory of evolution or Neo-Darwinism. Neo-Darwinism means after Darwin. So many scientists, for example, Huxley, Mayer, Simpson, Stebbins, so they put forward their theory, and that has been accepted or recognized as a synthetic theory of the evolution. Now, the research on evolution is continuously going on, but what they put forward is that in the course of evolution, the following points are important. First one, that is the mutation. Means for the evolution means changes in the structure. So changes in the structure is occur when there is a change in the gene. So that changed gene expresses itself, and when they phenotypically express, we can see the another structure or changed structure. This is called as gene mutation. So because of this, we conclude that something is changed in that species. So that is the evolution. So this process is continuously going on. Just I have explained you last time. For example, the our canine teeth. Earlier, these teeth were large, but nowadays they small. Why they large? Because the human being is trying to take a meat as a food, raw meat. So it is necessary to break that meat. But when we take a cooked meat, there is no need. Roasted meat, then slowly the role of canine goes on or no use. So our that canine teeth getting less in size. So it is possible after millions of years, no teeth are found in the mouth of the human being. Why? If suppose we start to take a liquid diet, millions of years, no use of teeth, so teeth would be will be vanished. So in the same way, the mutation, alternation in the chemistry of gene is able to change its effect and is called as gene mutation. So mutation can be produce drastic changes and remain insignificant, and there are equal chances of gene to mutate back to normal. So because of this mutation produce variation in the offspring. So change is there. Then variation and heredity. So the nature of genetic variation caused a reshuffling of gene during the sexual reproduction was very little known at the time of Darwin. So at the time of Darwin, we don't know during this joining of male and female gamete, some changes are taken. So this phenomenon of meiosis cause random assortment of gene during the synapses and rearrangement of material and paternal chromosome in both kinds of gametes. Such a reassortment of gene in large population with large gene pool is the basis of appearance of new organism. That is that crossing over procedure. So the heredity, the same pattern is getting in the offspring. That is called as heredity. So this is the again second point. Third point, natural selection. In the natural selection, the organisms which are more suited for the environmental condition will survive. and they will overpower the force of competition, and organisms with suitable genotype have better opportunities of survival and reproduction. So naturally, this is natural selection by the environment. So those with withstand the extreme cold, extreme heat, so these animals remain survive. That is the natural selection. Then isolation. Segregation of organism of a species into several population or groups under psychic, physiological or geographical factor is supported to be the one of the most important factor responsible for the evolution also. So in short, we have to know the evolution is due to the changes in the gene. This is the main theme of today's lecture. The changes in the gene is occur by mutation, variation, then heredity is there, then natural selection. So those animal will survive, will get the offspring. Otherwise, they get extinct. Then isolation. Then origin of new species. So in the population of species present in a different environment are segregated by geographical and physiological barriers, accumulate different genetic differences due to mutation, recombination, hybridization, genetic drifts, and natural selection. And in this way, in this population, they become a different from each other morphologically and genetically, and they become reproductively segregated, forming a new species. So after this mutation, recombination, hybridization, there is a changes in the gene is taking place, and ultimately after some years we get a new species of that animal. So this is the Neo-Darwinism. Means after Darwin, whatever they studied the causes of evolution, these are the points for the new evolution. Darwinism was generally accepted by biologists in the latter part of the last century. And then Mendel contributed force necessary to establish Darwin's concept and its general acceptance. And then Huxley, Haldane, Goldsmith, Dostoevsky, Fisher, and others put forth theory which supported Darwinism, and this named as Neo-Darwinism. So, post-Darwin effects are there. So in this way, this is very interesting. But you people have to read for 4 or 5 times, then you will get better understand about this Darwinism and Neo-Darwinism. So here we conclude that by various experiment and statistical analysis, it has been shown that gene frequencies in the population will remain constant from generation to generation if mating is a random process, if gene mutations are balanced, if the population is large, and this is known as Hardy-Weinberg law, which states that when the population is in genetic equilibrium, the rate of evolution is zero. So when two individuals with mutually acceptable traits mate, the gene which control such traits will increase the number, though the offsprings, and spread through the population. So ultimately, these changes, whatever we studied, these changes will be responsible for evolution, that means the variation in the animals, or the last change, that is the origin of new species. Now, it has been found that the gene mutation can be induced by various extrinsic factors such as X-ray, chemicals. So nowadays, these factors, some environmental or these factors are responsible for the changes in the gene. And these changes in the gene means changes in the structure. And if suppose we get so much changes, so changes means the origin of new species is there. Okay, this is enough for today, and next time we will see the next point.